Groupon, shop it. The channel, help it. If you click the link in the description.
Celebrity voice impersonator.
Pot people in the place to be. What's Quan's Zone? It's me. I wanted to make up for some lost time, so you're gonna double dose here. It's a different world. Time one more again. This is season 1, episode 18. This is called Speech Therapy. And we're gonna start off with a full drink, as we do. I don't know how many times you've been watching this along with me, along with your boy. But this is 2 in 1 take. I'm not gonna do the synopsis. Here we go. A Different World, episode 1, season 18. Speech therapy starts right now. I know my parents love me, and I know you hate this part of the game. But oh well, I gotta explain the rules anyway. If Denise gives us an acting tick, that's worth the sip. If Denise makes an excuse usually after that, and that's worth one more sip. And Wayne was shot down for love or a date, and that's usually a sip. Kim, Wayne's or her friend, has a line, then that's a sip. If Maggie's told to stop talking, finish half your drink. If we get an impression of Whitley, finish half your drink. And if the Wayne flips his shades up or down, that's finish your drink. And if we get an appearance by the Dr. Bill Cosby, you see, then you finish your drink because the reasons are. Jaleesa. Foster. She's describing being on YouTube or Riff.tv. Why, yes. Yes, you are. That's too easy a joke, and I shouldn't have said that. But that's a softball in 2016. Don Lewis didn't know that in 1986/7. But in 2016, that's a huge, that is a, here you go. Like, if I don't take a swing at that, you think something's wrong with me. You can tell she's trying to read badly, but I knew people in school who read that badly. Like, a lot. Remember when class sizes were 28? So this is another episode about the girls, which is good. Or at least it appears that it is. Because in the last episode, we thought it was about Dwayne, but it was really about Whitley. So let's see what happens. Hillman is in like Virginia. How extra humid do you need your fucking room to be? Open the door. Open the window. Fucking wake up. Aw, yeah, she does. Ah, this is the C story here. All right, we get more of a Maggie story. I like that. That's what she said. Ooh, I hope that's not what she said. So here we have dueling stories. We have the humidifier, we have the money, and we have the speech. Stay Puft. Falling over the inside all the time. haven't drank much in this episode, if any at all. I always loved appearances by Professor Foster. And seeing him in other things, too. This episode appears to be generic 80s sitcom episode, not really a different world episode, almost a filler episode. Oh! Her friend has a line. Has 2 lines. 3 lines. 4 lines. Six lines. 7 lines. 8 lines. How about them 8 lines? I know you want it. That's the only drinking we've done in this episode. Like no Denise acting tics. Like all the Denise acting tics have actually come from Marissa Tomei. I feel like this episode, they got a little bit back on track of what the original prospect or purpose of the show was supposed to be. I don't know. But at this point, they've done a lot of growing. Come on. Marissa Tomei, come on. How do you not like this? Arguable. Sort of generic sitcom stuff here. They should have come down faster. Something in this episode was filler, and I'm wondering which one it was. If it was Maggie missing the money or the humidifier. Something in this episode was filler. I haven't finished the first drink yet. Yes, y'all are. I'm sure. I'm looking at him, I'm sure. I gotta keep coming back here and checking because I'm not sure about the battery life on the camera right now. Didn't get a full charge before I started. Easy, Maggie. Easy, Maggie. Easy, Marissa Tomei. Easy. Just in case you forgot, she was on The Cosby Show. She grew up with 3 sisters. You know, a picture of Whitley over there in the corner. Now see, had this show... Hold on, we're about to hit a Maggie breakthrough here. Now, had this show continued on the trajectory of following these 3 girls and them growing, not just being focused on them being in college, but the characters growing, it could have been a really interesting show. And it ended up being one after its soft reboot of the 2nd season, but in the 1st season it could have potentially been better had it gone more into character stuff like this. There goes that B story. Here comes the C story now, right? No, this is the A story. Gotta keep checking, sorry. But again, I don't know if this is necessarily the A story because it's been battling for camera time. See, my whole thing about performances is if I gotta be on a fucking performance, I'd have wanted to kill somebody, starting with myself. And we're gonna wrap it up with a humidifier. This is the credit scene, so I'll count this as the C story. C for credit. Again, a good Letty versus Whitley scene. I like the Bill of Dwayne's hat though. This episode was filler city, boy. It was filler brush man. It was filler fucking city. I can't even lie and say it was an interesting episode. First of all, I didn't even get through like half my drink. Like, it was Kim Wayans' friend's line that was all lines that it was all I drank to in this episode. So it really doesn't fit the 2-drink minimum mold. This felt like they had a bunch of B episodes. They had 3 B episodes lined up, is what happened. They had 3 B episodes, right, that they hadn't used yet. And they put them all in one episode. I don't know if that's a great way of storytelling or writing. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, it filled 22 minutes. It did its job. Look, not every episode is going to be great. Of really any show. The 80s were filled with these. They were more noticeable than the 70s because most 70s shows had like 22 filler episodes, right? They were all filler episodes. This felt more filler episode-y than, especially in contrast to the last episode that actually had a point or had some points to try to make or had a creative way of putting stuff together. This was 3 B plots in one episode, and I'm hard-pressed to think of any other show that had more than 1 B plot and combine them together. And I'm sure it happened. Like, I'm sure, like, I love Golden Girls. I'm sure they did 2 B plots in one episode just to fill space and just to make the 22 or 24 episode quota or whatever the fuck. But this was a blatant example. This was a blatant example. However, the good points of this, we got to see more of Maggie. We got a Letty and Whitley scene, which I love the Letty and Whitley scenes. The good Letty and Whitley scenes. The dance scene was fucking filler. But I like a good Letty and Whitley scene. And again, it made me think about what the show could have been had they focused on Jaleesa, Denise, and Maggie and them growing as people, as women, as college students, as business major and an art major and whatever else major, had they, or undecided, had they shown that growth, it could have been good. However, I do think a big downside of that was Lisa Bonet's commitment to the show. I think Lisa Bonet wasn't as committed to the show, and so far we haven't gotten to the point where she's totally uncommitted. I think that's coming soon, though. I think it's coming super soon where we see that she's mentally checked out of the show. completely mentally checked out of the show. The last episode, she was kind of checked out. This episode, I think we're coming soon on when she's completely fucking checked out of the show. It's not a strong episode, in my opinion. Part of this is not a strong episode. This is one of the episodes that people look to in the first season and as an example of why they don't like the first season. And if that's you, I completely and totally understand. I'm not a big fan of this episode myself. I wouldn't blame you if you checked out of this episode, if you just drank on your own in this episode without the drinking game, because there really wasn't a whole lot of drinks to be had in this episode, and I apologize for that. There were 8 in a row sips, but there really wasn't a lot of getting crunk going on in this episode, and I apologize for that. Party people, one of the things that I don't apologize for is for being on Riff.tv and for being in your device, however you're watching this. Party people, I love and I appreciate you, and I thank you for coming here, and I want you to tell me what you think about this episode, about A Different World, about Season 1, about my theory of this being 3 B-plots in 1, down there in the comments section. I need you to like, I need you to subscribe, and I need you to share. Tell other people about our experience in the drinking game here on A Different World, here on Riff.tv. Tell other people about Riff.tv. Why don't you tell other people about the links in the description? Click those yourself. I'm wrapping it up. I'm wrapping it up. I see you. I'm wrapping it up. Tell other people. Just hit the links in the description yourself. Keep the lights on at the party. And party people, that, honestly, unlike this episode, ain't bad. Boom. Boom. Boom.
Suplex City, Suplex City, bitch. Suplex City, Suplex City, bitch. Suplex City, Suplex City, bitch. Suplex City, Suplex City, bitch.